Okay, we're now discussing gun burners, which use an atomizing nozzle, which is technically not correct because it makes very small droplets of fuel, does not atomize them, and it uses pressure to make them very fine. And you start out with a squirrel cage fan. Here is a squirrel cage fan, which is run by an electric motor, which blows air into the system. Now we happen to have a unit that comes out of the middle of one of these burners, and this is kind of the air part, and you have to have this little sheet metal thing here with the little swirl blades in it, and everything has to be just precise. This is kind of the flame holder. And so air is pumped in here. You have sitting in here, just like this, positioned just right, the nozzle positioned fairly close to there. So you have the pressurized fuel comes in through here, comes up here. Your nozzle is this thing, which has a little hole in it, and you can get anywhere from, well, a Beckett burner will go up to 5.5 gallons an hour. And you can go down to 1.5 gallons an hour, which is all defined by the size of the small drilled opening. So a little fine spray of fuel droplets comes out of this nozzle. Your sparker has blue sparks going between them, which light it on fire. This is situated in like here so that your combustion air fan is blowing everything past here, keeping this relatively cool. And now you have a nozzle, a sparker, a bunch of air, a little swirl thing, and that's good enough, and a whole bunch of flame comes out this end. A big bunch of flame, and this kind of burner is called a yellow flame burner because that's the color of the flame, and it takes a while to burn those little droplets of fuel. And there has to be some dwell time in the combustion chamber, so you need several cubic feet of the combustion chamber. Things swirl around, and after a while all the little fuel droplets vaporize and burn. And it makes a yellow flame because that is the little droplets of kerosene burning at a relatively lower temperature. Then in your Stanley burner and your Bunsen burner, it's called a blue flame burner because the kerosene and your Stanley will use either gasoline or kerosene. The better ones burn kerosene mixed with or kerosene and diesel fuel. And because they're vaporized, you end up with a blue flame. You also end up with a very compact burner. You only need an inch or two above your plate, which has all the little holes in it, and to burn the fuel properly. So that's the difference between a blue flame and a yellow flame burner. One that uses electricity, one does not. Your vaporizing burners are modulating. You can turn them up and down. One of these basically does not turn up and down. In theory, the Delavan nozzle, which you can buy out of Delavan, Wisconsin, has a variable pressure to it, so you can vary the amount of flame coming out the other end. A Beckett burner will cost you $800, $900 for the whole unit. Fan, motor, fuel pump. You can buy these parts for somewhere like $40, Find your own little internal gear pump to pump your fuel. And find any kind of a fan. A centrifugal fan is more efficient than a squirrel cage fan. You just need the right mix of air and fuel to get a clean burn.